and we didn't get to touch on it last week, but it was announced that WWE is going to hold WrestleMania 43 in Saudi. No more speculation. This is actually going to happen. So, with that happening, a lot of fans are starting to jump on board with AEW. And when I say jump on board, I mean they're starting to open their eyes to AEW being a alternative to what WWE is becoming, which is just like a sterilized corporate thing. So we go to our friends over at Busted Open Radio, Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray. They had a suggestion, and I want to play it and put our 2 cents in on if it's a good idea or not. I'm going to spoil it here. I think it's a good idea, and I'll tell you why. But let's see what their idea is here.
The opportunity for Tony Khan during WrestleMania of 2027 to put on an event in the United States, WrestleMania-esque, for the people here, for the WrestleCon to piggyback off of, for the independent wrestling companies to piggyback off of. It's right there in front of him, man. This is your opportunity to put on an event for the United States where, okay, wrestling fans, if they want to take their show all the way over there, fine. Here is what we're doing.
I love it. Let's just say Chicago. In Chicago, have AEW's version of, the Great American Bash. Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it here in the stadium. The same day as WrestleMania 43. We see the WWE counter-programming AEW all the time. This would be a great opportunity for AEW to counter-program the biggest show on WWE's calendar.
So yes, that's the idea there. Do you think it's a good idea?
Sure, why not? I mean, if they're going to be in Saudi, and if you think that you have a show that you can put on that people would want to see over that, and you think people are that pissed off over WrestleMania being in Saudi, why not?
Oh, they're pissed off. So they did this YouTube special, and when they announced it, like everybody in the chat was like, "You sold out."
How is this different than like the Night of Champions and the Crown Jewel and the Greatest Royal Rumble?
It's different because it's the biggest show of the year. This is the biggest show, and then you have people who are upset that like France didn't get the first international pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, I could see that. They've been teasing a UK WrestleMania forever. Your
Just
first
goes to
international one, Saudi. Yeah, I can see why people would be pissed off at that. But it's like they've been in bed with Saudi forever, though. So, I mean, the idea of them having a WrestleMania in Saudi is not far-fetched.
Yeah, I don't see it as too big of a deal because, yeah, like you said, they do the 2 shows there a year already. So what's another show?
WrestleMania doesn't mean anything anymore anyway.
Well, to some people it does. Those are the people who would say they're upset. Now, going back to their idea here, number one, I don't think AEW, and they won't, compete with WWE. Like, they're not going to outbook WrestleMania. It's just got too much name value.
Right.
Too many people are going to be watching it. So you're not going to do that. However, I think you can position yourself to just be an alternative. And they're kind of already doing it, and they got people mad at them over that too. But you position yourself as an alternative, like, hey, you don't want to spend $70,000 on tickets, or you can't? Here's our show. It's a lot cheaper. Come to our show. There's that. And then you put
Which
on,
they would be stupid if they didn't do that.
Well, they're kind of positioning it now. Like Ricochet, he was doing an interview with Ariel Helwani, and he pretty much said that. Like, hey, I mean, AEW has affordable tickets, so, and it's the second biggest promotion. So if you want professional wrestling, you want to take your family to professional wrestling, you can do that with AEW. Now, of course, fans are like, AEW is not for children with all the stupid shit that they do. This being like, the crazy spots that they do and the hardcore matches and the blood and all that.
Yeah, but they still have like the gummy bears and they got cartoony shit.
They do, which would make it for kids. Now, my question is, the people who are complaining that, this show's not for kids, they do too much hardcore shit, indie hokey garbage, and the kid also is watching a show where they're beating the hell out of each other. Like the goal is to beat your opponent to where they can't get up. So yeah, it's not for kids, but is that for kids anyway?
Well, it's got to be a family friendly show where they fight. Look at the Power Rangers. Instead of blood, use sparks.
But you're still ultimately fighting. And then what do you do as kids? You go out there and you mimic the fights. Maybe I'm off on that because you have like Dragon Ball Z too.
Well, you can't mimic that.
No, you can't. But to go back to AEW, so you put on a show, and again, you're not going to beat WrestleMania, so get that out of the equation. But you can put on a show. You partner with like these indie promotions because there's all the shows that schedule around WrestleMania, and they put on like something in the same city. Like they're not going to Saudi, so you put on something with them. So you make it what WrestleMania was, but with AEW, a smaller stage. And again, you're not trying to beat what WWE is doing. You're just trying to put something on for the fans to say, you still have us. So I think it's a good idea.
I guess I don't have any confidence in either one of them, quite frankly, because anytime AEW seems to have the edge or an opportunity to really set themselves apart, they seem to shoot themselves in the foot. Same with WWE. They're all just kind of the same.
They are, but WWE's trying to price like the casual fans out. You even have Mark Shapiro on an interview saying that Vince McMahon was pricing WWE for families, so they still don't think ticket prices are where they should be, which means they're going to get a lot more expensive. So they're trying to make it like a UFC. That's what they're trying to do. Turn it into UFC or boxing.
Well, good on them because they're just going to keep moving people out. They keep alienating people with their business partnerships, like Saudi. Me personally, I don't give a shit, but a lot of people don't like that at all.
They don't, but this has been going on for years. I don't know why you have a problem now.
They've always had a problem. It's just, it seems like WWE just keeps pushing it, and now it's kind of at a tipping point.
And now we're getting to a point where they might even sell it to Saudi, sell WWE.
It's just interesting, though. Like, people have an issue with how they do business. People have an issue with how they don't push like the Karrion Crosses or the Zack Ryder, the people that they want to see succeed. Instead, we get the Cenas and the Roman Reigns, and we keep coming back for more. And now they're just actively telling us they don't want us there. When are we gonna fucking like put our foot down, say enough's enough? We keep bending over and letting them just stick it in.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're getting closer to. There's a lot of people jumping on to the AEW train. I saw a lot of the genuine reactors. They're like already positioning themselves to be more AEW centric now. A lot of them were even reacting to AEW clips.
Well, the thing with AEW though is it kind of sucks too.
It does.
It's all the same wrestling wise.
It depends on what you're after. If you're after the graps, maybe it's better. I don't know. Just someone give me good stories is what I'm looking for.
I want a good story that leads to good graps. I want to believe these motherfuckers want to kill each other, and then when they finally meet each other in the ring, I want to believe that they're killing each other.
As usual, yeah.
There's nothing worse than a good story, and then they get in the ring and then they just sissy slap.
But yeah, all that to say, AEW, they have a chance. I would say they just have to not fuck it up, but they don't even have to do that. They just have to let WWE keep doing what they do, and you're just driving people to AEW. And then you just have to deliver. Now that's the question. Can they do that?
No.
But all in all, I think it's a good idea.